Right, now I'm going to show you some of the materials that I use in my illustration work. And for this example I'll draw a fox's head and use some of the materials, and you can see how I use them. So a fox's head, we start just drawing it lightly to get it where we want it to be, nothing too hard. Give them a smile like that. Then we have the line where the dark fur runs across the top, a couple of eyes, looking at like that. And then he's happy, so we're doing a little bit of shading there. So that's roughly the neck. Then we can draw it in a bit stronger, like that. So give him some nice sparkly eyes. Just leave a white bit on the eye, that gives a highlight. Nose, that's quite dark, like that. Then his smile, coming round, and then darkening the ears, with long fur inside the ears, like that. And then this fur here is quite sort of long, so do it like that. And so that's his neck. Then we put some whiskers in like that. And then they have a triangular bit there which is dark, like that. Now, so that's the pencil. That's a 6B, nice soft pencil. That's what I used to draw with. Now the paints I use are gouache, which is a water-based paint, and it's a bit like toothpaste when it comes out, like that. I'm not going to squeeze it out, obviously. There. So that I put into my palettes, which is, this is one, this is another one, like that. And then I have my brushes, from quite a thick one for big areas, a middle-sized one, and a fine one, and an even finer one for doing lots of detail work. So what I'm going to use first, I think need a little bit of blue sky. So we use that one, and I use yogurt cartons, old yogurt cartons, put my paint in as well. So I put a bit of water. This is dry, but because it mixes with water well, I'll just put some more water on it and it comes up again, so I can use it. So use a bit of that for blue sky, like that. Bit of water over there, like that. Around the ears, like that. I won't do all the sky, I just do a bit of it. So it's like that. So that's the sky. Now he's got ready fur. So I use my brushes, this is like the middle one, so I can use that. Ready brown, I'll get some ready brown colour there, like that. And then paint in, so this is the finer brush. Get the hair off the brush. So I can use it for not such big areas, but still quite big. Get that in like that. A bit more water, a bit more colour. So that's his fur on there, and a bit on the back of his neck, like that. Now I'm going to use this quite a fine brush. I can give very thin little bits of hair like that. So that is why I use these sort of brushes for detail work, to give a little bit of fur there. I couldn't do this with the bigger brush, that's why I need a smaller brush like that. that. And this very fine one, that's for really detailed work when I'm working around carefully around parts where I want very fine work, so I can do tiny little bits of painting there. That gives me the detail. And I'll go back to that middle one, and we'll give it a bit of dark, bit of black there for the nose, how we said, like that. There, and on the back of the ears, like that, and there. Putting a bit more water with it, so we can draw that and straighten that up a bit, like that. And the other bit was this bit here. There's a black, with black bit. Make it a bit fairy. Like that. And darkening the eyes. Like that. And that one. There we are. And then the other things I use are colour pencils. Here's just a few. This is the one I used for the scales on the dinosaur, particularly the big T-Rex. I used that. And colour pencils are like just normal pencils. You probably used them at school. So I can draw in some grass like that. But it's, as I say, it's very similar just to the pencil, normal pencil, in the way you use it. You can draw the sort of detail. And I also use pastels, which are very soft. It's like chalk. So I could use, say, that colour and just put a bit there, just to make a bit of change from just the green. And also, because they're soft like that, I can use my finger and smudge them, so I get a nice soft effect like that. So that's what I use as well sometimes. The other thing I use sometimes to do black and white work is black ink and a pen, a dip pen, so they're called a nib, which is on the end. So I just dip it into the ink, not too much otherwise it will drip, like that. Now I can go over this drawing with black, like that. Okay, so I go up like that. Now if I press hard, I get a thick line, and then as I'll make it less pressure on it, I can get a thinner line. So I can press hard to get put more ink on. Press hard to get a thick line, and then thin off to a nice thin line as well, like that. So I'll do his whiskers like that. Press hard, and then you get a nice thin line. Press hard, and then get a thin line. Press hard, and then come off, so you get a thinner line. That's how you can use the nib pen. And you can do what's called cross hatching, which is like this, where you do lines. What you're trying to do is to show a shadow. So you're using it like that, lots of lines together, and it's called cross hatching because then once you've done it one way like that, you can then also do it, you do it the other way, so it's across it, so it's called cross hatching, and it makes it like if there was a shadow there. So I'll do that like that, and a bit there like that, a little bit under there. So those are the materials that I use to do my illustrations with.